You are now watching a Philly Fuego production. Gracias, amigos. Fly, Eagles, fly. Welcome to the Nest Out West, where Eagles fans are always the best. I will always ride or die for this team, and when I'm gone, please bury me in green. Now I don't want to come off like I'm bragging, but I'm gonna bring the heat like an effing dragon. You can call me Fuego, aka Phillyzilla, coming to you like the Thriller in Manila. Lots of collabs and live streams galore. You're gonna love what I have in store. Giving you my all, I always will try. And just remember, it's fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah. What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in Nest Out West, where I'm trying to bring you the best when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles content on YouTube. And Phil Billy's Eagles Nation, thank you for joining me. Looks like we got a few people in the live stream already, so let's go. How you guys doing? Appreciate y'all joining the live stream so far. Big Play Slay, what's going on, my guy? Nephew, I appreciate you. Jordy Fighter, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for joining. BLSG, you said, what is up, Eagles Nation? How you doing? Sonic 2.25, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining the live stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got Anthony Allen in the house. What's going on, Anthony? I appreciate you, man. Definitely. Thank you for joining the live stream. What's going on, Birdman_951, my West Coast brethren, holding it down for the West Coast Birds. Lucas Hallman, what's going on, man? Some of these names are new to me a little bit. How you guys doing? I appreciate you guys being here. Eagles_Slayer95, what's good, bro? Good to see you. You too. I appreciate you. You got 300 for real? Congratulations, Sonic. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, go sub him up. Looks like he reached 300. So congratulations on that. Not much, man. Not much. Just, doing a little live stream chat here. I wanted to get on here for a little while. I was just on with Philly the podcast. I was on with Joe Castro and Brandon, and me and Lindy Endzone. He brought us in at the end, so we just got done doing about a half hour with Joe Castro. We were talking about, training camp, things like that. So yeah, I mean, anything you guys want to talk about, just throw it out there. We'll chat it up. I really wanted to, address the Michael Robinson thing and all that. Cause, I just said this on Joe's channel, but I'm going to say it here. As Eagles fans, and especially as Eagles content creators, which I know some of us in here are, we need to, like, all this constant continual hate on our players. We need to take it as a compliment, because they know what they're doing. They know who they're getting talking. They know the depth of our fan base. Because let's be honest, if it was a Detroit Lions players, or if it was a Houston Texans team that was being insulted, they wouldn't be getting the reaction that they are from the fans, from social media, things like that. So, they know what they're doing. Definitely. So let's just take it as a compliment, and really, it's just let them keep hating on us, because nobody likes us. Nobody likes us, but we don't care. BLSG said, what is up, Philly Foothills? About to head to bed, but just wanted to come in and show support. Good night, man. I appreciate it. Even if you're here, make sure you smash that thumbs up on your way out. Everybody, make sure you hit that thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm, and it helps push my content out there more and more on YouTube to get my show noticed and things like that. And, I am closing in. I'm getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. So, it's really, really exciting, and it's really humbling to know that, this many people out there so far in just, really going at this thing hard for the last 6 months or so. I would say since 7 months now, maybe 8 even. Right before the month of December, I went really hard. I made a video every single day, and just really tried to put the content out there, because I slacked off a little bit during the season. It was definitely a very tough season. But even if that happens this year, that's not going to happen again. I'm definitely going to be going full bore with this YouTube thing. So yeah, I really appreciate all the support from you guys, all the love for the Nest Out West so far, and yeah, I mean we're ain't no stopping us now. Absolutely. What's going on, Big Play Slay? Yes, congratulations, man. He said, I knew he was at. I looked earlier today, and you were at 195, and then I put that comment on Joe Castro's live stream just a little while ago, and Big Play Slay was on there. He was at 198 when he went on, and yeah, he got to 201 by the time right before he was even off, and he chimed in and told us that he got over 200. So big congratulations to Big Play Slay. He's killing it with his content and his channel. He's doing great Eagles content, and yeah, go check him out. Go sub him up. Tell him Philly Foothills sent you, and you will not be disappointed because this kid, for as young as he is very, very smart and very talented. And the sky's the limit for Big Play Slay. So congrats, kid. Big congrats, nephew. Absolutely. Yes, please smash the like button and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm only like less than 70 subscribers away right now from 1K. So yeah, definitely please, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And because you guys are the food and the water to the channel, you're the engine you're the oil, I should say, which is in the engine that is the Nest Out West. And without you, it does not continue to push out this content, does not continue to survive and live. So I couldn't have done this without each and every one of you. So shout out to all my Philbillies out there. Share the live. All right, we're gonna do it. I'll definitely drop it in a minute here. Let's see. I'm gonna do I'm gonna probably just have a couple people in at a time. I'm not gonna have like a Brady Bunch tonight. But yeah, we'll definitely chop it up a little bit here, Birdman. For sure, my guy. All right, I'm dropping it in the chat right now. So if you guys want to join the show with your man here, Nest Out West, I should say Philly Foothills on the Nest Out West, then yeah, let's get it done. Of course, Big Play Slay, you deserve it, man. Absolutely. Yes, big congrats to Big Play. What's going on, JC? Yep. Hey, if you want to join, I dropped the link in the in the chat here. So come on in, guys. The water's warm. Big Play Slay, I appreciate that. He said, dude, that moment you hit 1K, man, I'm going to be super excited when you hit 1K. Dude, I've been here when you were at 200 subs, and I've seen you grow more and more as a content creator. I really appreciate that. And yeah, you have been one of the ones that's definitely been loyal from the soil. And I will not forget that. Absolutely 100%. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you and everything that you do as well as a content creator and all your support for the channel. I really love and appreciate it. Birdman _951. I shared the live I met on Twitter. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it, Birdman. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. He said, I'm loyal to you also, homie. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So it looks like we got somebody in the back already. My man, JC Eagles Talk. Let's bring him on. The man, the myth, the legend. rocking his Devontae Smith hat. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, and you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. You know, it's been kind of a long day, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched you. I think on the last live, man,
yeah.
You are burning the wood, huh? The midnight oil, they say.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, it's helping time. It's helping pass the time. You know, we're getting closer and closer to training camp. So how you feeling? You getting excited?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the last couple weeks. You know, the last few weeks of not having football, and I'm going through withdrawals, man. I need it. I want it. yo, I can't wait to have it. And I think, hey, this is going to be the most exciting season by far.
Yeah, I definitely I agree. I'm really excited to see, just the little tidbits that we've seen from the mic'd up of the players and the coaching staff from the rookie training camp and things like that. The rookie meeting camp. It's already getting me excited. So yeah, I'm juiced to see the the system that JG puts out there with these guys and how he's gonna get them in different formations on the defensive side of the ball and moving around and showing quarterbacks different looks and things like that. So what do you think's going to be our strong suit this year on the offensive side of the ball or the other side?
I, look, I think the defense will be the strong suit because we didn't really, change a lot of people. Yes, Nick Gary left, which was like thank God finally happened. Uh, hey, Dylan Mills left, but we got Anthony Harris in return.
Right.
So we really didn't do that, that much of a turnover on defense besides the CB2 position, which I think that Jonathan Gannon will play a big part. What I mean? Even if we don't go out and get a CB2, I feel like with the amount of pressure, because last year we was third in sacks. At one point we was first in sacks without blitzing.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we just continue with that scheme and blitz more, I mean, we'll be in great shape, which will allow, the safeties, the linebackers, the CB2s, the CB1s to get their hands on so many like balls because the pressure is going to be so much on like in the quarterback face. So I thought our strong suit is the defense other side of the ball because the offense is unknown. Because a new quarterback coach,
Right.
a new quarterback, offense coordinator, and your line, you don't really know who's going to be the starting line, but the defense, you have a base already. So
Yeah, and I feel that we have some veterans at key spots on defense as well. We have Cox in the middle. We added the Kerrigan on the outside of the defensive end slash linebackers role. We're not really too sure what he's going to fully do in this defense, and guys like Anthony Harris, things like that. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think the defense is gonna lead the way with this team this year, and we're gonna kind of live and die by that because it's gonna be kind of a work in progress with this offense and all the like you said, the new pieces and new quarterback, new wide receivers, things like that. So they all got to kind of mesh together. And yeah, but what I was going to ask you was, I don't know if you heard Castro ask this question, but I thought it was a really good question, and I'm going to shoot it to you because he kind of threw me with it a little bit. But with this team this year, do you see us having a clear cut, vocal leader on this team? Like a Malcolm Jenkins type. Do you see a type of player like that on this team this year?
well, okay. So I'm going to give you one on both sides. All right. The first one I'm going to give you is Jason Kelsey. I mean, he's been there the longest. He's been the more like the best athletic, non-injury prone center we had on the offensive side. Yo, he literally played every game. So I feel like with that, with the Super Bowl championship, like his voice is gonna be heard a lot more, especially because the offensive side is so young. On the defensive side, I see a Fletcher Cox stepping up because his work ethic has come into question on this offseason. Him being compared to Aaron O'Donnell, and this is a make or break for Fletcher Cox. So I feel like on the defense side, it has to be Fletcher Cox. So offensive side is Kelsey. On the defense side, it's Cox.
Yeah, I like your answers definitely. Yeah, I definitely and I actually had half of your answers. I said Jason Kels. I think it came out today. That's how we're supposed to be pronouncing his name now. It's kind of weird to say it like that, but yeah, And I definitely I agree with you. He's been an anchor in the middle of that line for a very long time now, and he is very very um, outspoken at times, and he's not afraid to voice his opinion and be heard and things like that. So yeah, I definitely
True.
agree with you on that. But on defense, I think I think Cox is more of a let me show you on the field type of guy as opposed to being kind of more of a vocal guy. But and I'm so on the defensive side of the ball, I'm hoping Anthony Harris with the veteran experience that he has, being coming from Minnesota and things like that. I'm hoping he's going to kind of step into that role on the
It's
defensive side.
kind of hard for a first year player that's coming to a new team to be like, hey, let's do this, because everybody else like Cox and Graham and Barnett, you know what I mean? And even a McLeod.
Yeah,
They've been there for years, won the Super Bowl with this team. So I don't really see Harris and Harris, just based on his interviews, man, I don't really think he's that vocal. He's hey, let me show you what I could do.
yeah,
You know, maybe just tug your shirt, move you to this side if you're out of place.
right.
But as far as saying, hey, yeah, I don't see that type of Michael Jenkins and and Anthony Harris.
Got you. Yeah, and it's definitely going to be it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of how the the back end with the DBs and all that how that kind of pans out with. Are we going to get McLeod back week one, or is Kavon Wallace going to have to kind of step up early in the season and stop some of that talking and start producing out there on the field? That's definitely going to be something that we're going to have to keep our eye on for sure. That's I mean, yeah, the are you excited to see this battle between Andre Dillard and Jordan Mailata in camp?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm excited to see it. But before we go into that one, a McLeod, uh, like I just don't want him to rush like Carson Wentz did. Like
Yeah,
Carson Wentz, hey, he tried to rush back because of all the rumors of Nick Foles and everything like that. So he tried to rush back, and when he tried to rush back from injury, and try to favor one side, the other side is over working, and that might cause more harm than good. So I just want him to take his time with Kavon Wallace, with that rookie we drafted. Yes, he's a hybrid linebacker from LSU.
right.
What's his name? Stevens.
Jacoby Stevens. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I feel like with Wallace, with Stevens, we'll be okay until McLeod is at least 100% healthy. So I just don't want the same thing to happen to McLeod that happened to Wentz. But yeah. So man, what was that question again? Because I
yeah.
was trying to
No,
that
it's
in.
all. Yeah, I was just talking about some of these position battles that we're getting excited
Oh
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
happen.
Offensive line.
Right.
Look, I think this is Dillard's fourth year. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I
I think it's
think
his
this is
third. I think it's his
all right.
third. Yeah,
All right.
he got hurt his sophomore year, so he didn't really play last year which was his sophomore year. So it's his third year.
And then the year before that, what happened? Because he barely played either.
Yeah, well, that was because we still had Jason Peters.
Okay.
Jason
All
Peters
right.
starting at left tackle. Yeah, he came in as a rookie and yeah, he was a backup.
All right. So look, we definitely got to find out what we had in Dillard. But
Agreed.
unfortunately, I think that he's going to lose that, that left, on that left tackle spot,
Yeah.
But is he willing to move to other position like left guard possibly? So now we could have Mariota and Dillard on the left side, Kelsey in the middle, and then you got Brooks and Johnson. So that is a bona fide offensive line. But we'll see what happens. But the offensive line is definitely a key position that I'm looking at because we had so much issues with it last year.
Yeah.
And I don't think that any other team in the NFC East is ready in case their top premier, offensive line go down. But we are. So that's what I'm saying. I'm excited about it. About that because these guys had to step up last year. On short notice, so they had time to gain that experience. So
Right.
the offensive line to me is the biggest competition that I'm watching. CB2, it is what it is. Hey, look, whether we get a guy or not, we just have to run with whoever we got.
Yeah.
Jaquette, McPherson, Maddox on the outside, if you choose to. It is what it is. But the offensive line is the key. The defensive line, and we know who's going to be on defensive line. I mean,
Right.
you got Cox. I mean, you
Yeah.
got oh man, what's that other defensive man?
Hargrave.
Hargrave,
Yeah.
Barnett, Graham.
And then the other
Even
pieces that we drafted. Yeah, we drafted quite a few
if you start
defensive
two
linemen.
outside,
Right.
Kerrigan and Sweat. So that's known.
Right.
But the offensive line is the unknown part for me.
Yeah. So speaking of the offensive line, I'm gonna go ahead and bring on my partner in crime here, Eagles Uncensored. How you doing, man?
I just
Good,
seen
guys.
you. Man. I literally just seen you 2 seconds ago.
Yes, sir.
So speaking of offensive line, we're getting closer and closer to training camp, and our our second round draft pick is still not signed. Are you guys getting nervous?
Go ahead, Eagles. I'll let you answer that first.
Okay.
Nope. Because this is the way I look at it, man. If Landon Dickerson isn't signed and we don't sign him and we lose him, Howie's fired. Like, you can't afford to lose Landon Dickerson, because that's a second round pick that you could have used on someone else. So if you don't get this kid signed, that's a waste of a second round pick. And yeah, you're done. Like, so you have to get this kid signed. Go ahead, JC.
Yo, I mean, look, I think it's a money issue, or it could be an injury issue. Like, what is he asking for? Compared to how healthy you are, he was a second round draft pick, so obviously Howie Roseman thought highly of him, and he's probably just using that to his advantage because we see all these rookies signing these minimum deals, and then 2-3 years into it, man, they be like, "Damn, man, yo, I'm overplaying my deal right now." So I think that his agent is the reason why that he had not signed with the Eagles yet, or it could maybe an injury concern that Howie be like, "All right, well, we'll just wait till you get healthy," but at the same time, he can't come to training camp until he's signed.
Right.
So I'm confused about that. And training camp is about 2.5 weeks away. So that's why I think that Zach Ertz might be out right before training camp. So we have that money to sign a Dickerson and to go out and get another CB.
I got a question real quick. I saw that Godwin and Sheriff and all them, they had till 4:00 p.m. today to sign their franchise tags, or they became eligible to sign somewhere else. Did any of them sign their tags? Do we know?
I didn't see that, but I know that they didn't sign their tag. I believe July 16th or today. You might be right that they cannot sign it no more until the end of next season, which make them a free agent.
Yeah. So is Godwin a free agent right now, or did he sign his tag?
You talking about the receiver for the Bucks?
Yeah.
No.
If he didn't sign-
He signed his franchise. Yeah. He signed his tag, but this was they were talking about to work out a long-term deal because the franchise tag is a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I know. From what I saw, they didn't sign their franchise tag, and they had Godwin as one of them who didn't sign his yet.
Wow.
On that list I saw on Twitter, they had him as one of the people. Him, Sheriff, the Washington's right guard, Brandon Sheriff, he didn't sign his, and there was like 3 or 4 other dudes.
That's
Well,
interesting.
Sheriff is on a. He signed his franchise tag for $18 million
Oh,
this year. So
okay.
I mean, they both signed the franchise tag. It's just the fact
Okay.
that they need to work a long-term contract, before the season started. So they're
Okay.
gonna play the upcoming season on that franchise tag, but then they are a free agent. So that's what it
I
was.
okay.
Yeah, and jumping back on the Dickerson thing, it like Uncensored said, if we let this kid walk, I heard earlier just a little while ago that, he might be able to, if he doesn't get signed, he might be able to re-enter the draft next year, and then we lose him completely. So if that happens, yeah, that has to be the last. That has to be the last straw in the Howie Roseman era. He's got to go. I'll help pack his bags. Just let me know what he needs packed. If he needs socks, undies, toothbrush, toothpaste. I'll get it all packed for him and get him the hell out of Philly. Because
Yeah.
if we lose a second round pick like that, that's going to be absolutely asinine. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like we've said, I don't know if it's a combination of injury things, or if it's the money thing, or if it's both.
Yeah.
We just don't know at this point. But I'm getting a little more nervous that with each passing day we get closer and closer to training camp, and he still hasn't signed his deal yet. So yeah, and just a little nervous about that, definitely.
Especially when you could have had Jock, man.
Right?
I mean, like, if this guy truly doesn't get signed and he goes back into the draft next year and we lose that second round pick, dude, you could have gotten Jock. Like, that's going to irritate me so much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We've had a lot of draft irritants over the years with our current GM. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Further AM, what's going on, man? Thank you for checking into the live stream. We appreciate it. He said, "Don't mean to change the subject, but you said that we have been pronouncing Kelsey's last name wrong. Where did you hear that? Where'd you hear
His
that?"
brother came out and said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelsey came out and said it, bro. He tweeted it this morning. It was a 20-second tweet. He's like, I just went with it because everybody keeps saying Kelsey. He's like, so me and my brother just were like, all right, it's Kelsey. He's like, but no, it's actually just Kels. The E's silent.
Yeah. Yep. Because they're like Scottish or something, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think their heritage is something like that. Yeah, and it's definitely
Scottish,
pronounced.
Ireland, something like that.
Yeah, Scottish, Irish, something along those lines, definitely. Yeah, that was definitely interesting to see to hear that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was asking, I asked JC a little bit, and shout out to Castro for asking this question on his live stream a little while ago. I was on there with him and Brandon, and he brought me and Lindy on for like the last half hour of the show, so that was cool. We got to chop it up a little bit. But I already asked JC this, but I want to ask you this, AK. Who do you see as like stepping up as our vocal leader on this team this year?
Mm.
Not an easy question, right?
I'm going to say it's going to be Harris.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
Because, if you think about it, he had a really good year back in 2018. Yeah, 19 and 20 wasn't a solid year for him, but JG might be able to get this kid back to where he needs to be. And, he could very well be he could be a Malcolm Jenkins role for us. We'll just put it that way.
So you see him stepping in right away? I mean, year one with the team doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just that, but I think he's a good person that can groom Kayvon Wallace.
Yeah, I like that too. Because like I've been saying, Kayvon's been doing a lot of talking. He needs to shut the mouth and start talking with his pads, making them pop. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's either going to be him or Wilson, honestly.
Okay.
Wilson's my other candidate.
I didn't even think about none of those. I mean, I said it was going to be Kelsey on the offensive side, and then Cox on the defensive side.
I can see that though.
Yeah, just because they've been through the trenches. They they've been through war together, won a Super Bowl. And it's hard to have a first year player, even though they've been in the league for a while, but just come to your team and just start being blah blah blah, unless they accept it. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to ask permission. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not gonna be like, hey, let me just yell at everybody or try and get them motivated, because these old heads may not take it that way. But I could see Harris, you know what I mean? I could see him in a Michael Jenkins role, and stuff like that. But he has to produce on the field. If you're gonna call people out and and start being that leader, you need to go back to your 2019 self when you let the league in interception. So
Facts.
No, I totally agree. And the only reason I like Wilson is because, both of these players have played in a JG type system before. That's the only reason that I like these guys, because they're already familiar with kind of what he's implementing here. So they're going to have a bigger voice, because even our veterans can kind of look at him and be like, hey, what's he mean by this? So, and Wilson just kind of has an energy about him, and he's actually very smart. So I can see him kind of taking on a pretty good premier role in this defense as well. And you already heard JG. He expects him to start at will immediately. So he already thinks highly of him as well. So, that just might be a factor right there. I don't know though.
Yeah, and with guys like Anthony Harris and Eric Wilson and even Ryan Kerrigan, these guys signing 1-year deals.
yeah.
It's
Can't forget about Kerrigan, man. Shit.
It's to me that these veterans that are doing that speaks volumes about how they believe in JG, because they're coming here on a prove it year, to try to get paid next year, whether it's from us or another team. They're definitely, they're going to be playing hard this year, because they're trying to get that big contract coming, this time next year. So, I'm just really, really excited, because that, when you have veterans like that come in on these 1-year deals, that says a lot about the first year defensive coordinator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about the whole Michael Robinson thing. I know you guys probably tired of all the media scrutiny and all that, but I want to I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit, because as Eagles content creators, we kind of have to. But I'm just like the banner says there. What do you guys think about all that? What's your thoughts?
Go ahead, bud.
So he's the one that he's the one that ranked Miles 27th, right?
No. That was Maurice Jones-Drew. Michael Robinson was the one that came out and said that he had some insider knowledge from players.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
That were doubting Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, look, it's just like this. All right. I've been to about 6-7 duty stations, right? In the military. So once I get there, everybody got something to say about the leadership. But to me, I always told them, I don't want to hear it. Let me see for myself. Because your work ethic is different from my work ethic. So, and because you did something wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm going to do the exact same thing that you did. So I never believe in rumors. I have to see it for myself. I think because he didn't put no name on it, like anytime a media person don't put a name on their source, to me, they could be making it up. And even if that's true, it's just based on the video that we seen of training camp and Nick, just being there for the guys, showing them what's right and wrong look like, and then the veterans coming out, the Lane Johnson, the Sanders, they are coming out, man, and saying, this is BS. And plus, you add that to the fact that PFF hate the Philadelphia Eagles, rank us amongst the worst team in the NFL for some odd reason. Jalen Hurts is not even a quarterback on top 40 when there's 32 teams in the league. Sanders being ranked 27th. It's all BS. I mean, I just think that they are about to get proven wrong, and they are constantly every day working so hard to make the Philadelphia Eagle players turn on each other. So it's BS. I don't believe not one word of that.
Got you. AK?
You know, man, I respect Michael Robinson, and JC will agree he's a Penn State fan. What he did at Penn State, I will love him for it. He was a good quarterback for us. Do you agree?
I agree.
But he needs to shut the fuck up because he's never played for our organization. How do you have insider information that this is this way? Like, dude, you've never put on an Eagles uniform. I don't give a shit who you know. You're not getting the right facts. And secondly, for this to get out, bro, this has Howie Roseman written all over it. Like, how would he not know that this got out? Like we were saying about the whole Wentz thing, all these things are getting out because Howie's letting them get out. The things you don't want to know about, they won't get out. Like, this is just another way to blow smoke up our asses and just to piss us off, man. Because, I mean, no. The energy that this guy brings, the way you see these players talk about him and he talks about these players, you're going to tell me that there's confrontation right now? They haven't even started anything yet. How can there be confrontation?
Yeah, I agree. And, even if there is some doubt in some of these players' minds, and let's say that even if they did tell Michael Robinson that, let's say he's being factual with this report. I mean, in all honesty, how uncommon is that with a first-year head coach who has zero play calling experience in the NFL? That's not very uncommon for some players to have some sort of doubt in their minds about that coach. And when we start kicking people's ass, we start stomping a mud hole into some of these guys early on in this year, all that's just going to go bye-bye really, really quickly. It's going to fade into the background and everyone's going to forget about it because winning cures everything. And like you said, how could there already be confrontation when they haven't even seen him in a damn training camp yet?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Good Lord.
And not just that, man, but you can't sit there and say anything bad about us because statistically we have a good record at picking head coaches. Yeah, Chip Kelly didn't work out for us, but he fucking won. Yeah, we have a history of picking good head coaches. Andy Reid never called a single play in the NFL. We picked him up, and now he's one of the best ever to be a head coach ever. Like, statistically, we are good at picking head coaches. So why start doubting us now?
And there's a lot of this transition that feels very similar to the Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb transition. It's a whole new coaching staff. It's an unknown coach.
With Doug Peterson, with Doug Peterson, because when Doug was hired, it was the worst hiring in the NFL, according to some, experts, so-called expert. But the second year, we won a Super Bowl with Doug Peterson.
Yep.
Like, and the Chip Kelly, he came in and, like, nobody expected his offense to be the way it was, but we still had success. Every head coach we hired, we had success with them, and regardless.
Right. But JC, let me ask you this: do you think, and AK knows how I stand on this because we recently revisited a rant that I went on last season when right after we tied to the Bengals. Do you think that, JC? Do you think that Doug Peterson winning a Super Bowl so early on in his coaching career was a necessarily a very good thing for him in the long run?
No, I just think that he lost his coordinators. That was really doing the dirty work. He lost Frank Wright. He lost Dave Filippo, however you pronounce his last name. Yeah. But those two guys were the key on the offensive side because you still had Schwartz. So, like, the difference that I could see is, the offensive coordinator was gone. And as a head coach, if your offense coordinator is gone, now all that pressure is on you to make sure that the offensive players are doing on what they're supposed to do, and make sure the play calling is right. You can't focus on the whole team, and in some position you might miss because you so focused on the offensive side when you should have hired an offensive coordinator. Look, I just think him winning Super Bowl made him think that he was capable of doing it by himself. And
Yes,
and we saw that Carson Wentz was not the same quarterback.
right.
Like the offense was not flowing. Like the play calling was like, what the heck you doing? It's a whole different ball game. So I feel like him winning Super Bowl and the offensive coordinators and the leaving and Frank Wright and Dave leaving hurt the team. If we kept those guys, we probably would have repeated the following year. Yeah, we would not need an Alshon Jeffrey drop pass, in the Saints game in order to move on because we would not be in that situation. We would have been better off, and we probably would have been repeating because our defense was still good. So it's the offense that was kind of like stagnant. So
Yeah. And so Birdman chimed in here. He said the only thing I would say to that, JC, is Doug Peterson was on the verge of going to back-to-back Super Bowls without those coaches. Yeah,
but
and
we had to get hot. We had to get hot at the end of the season. Like it wasn't the same flow. We literally had to get hot at the end of the season. And Carson Wentz actually had to get hurt again in order to insert Nick Foles. And all of a sudden, this little juice just started flowing. But imagine we keep our coaches. We would have started from hot from the beginning. I think. I mean, it's just me. I think we would just start, and just pick up where we left off at, because Carson Wentz was hungry to prove himself that hey, I'm the one that got us to this point, and Nick Foles just finished it off. So
yeah, and the that like Coach Dante said, that year ended very sourly with that terrible drop pass by Alshon. It literally went right through his hands. That was very tough to swallow. Yeah.
Yo, you remember that? You remember that movie Bagger Vance,
Yes, The Legend of Bagger
the one
Vance.
with Will Smith? Remember whenever that scene in the movie when they said when he dropped that ball, it was like the whole state of Savannah dropped with it. That's exactly what happened to Alshon. When he dropped that ball, dude, his whole career and everything went with it. Because after he dropped that pass, bro, where was he? Nowhere to be seen.
never the same guy again.
Yep.
Yeah,
When he dropped that ball, dude, Philly went with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely. What did Birdman say here? He said, and the funny thing too, JC, is Doug Peterson plays better with backup quarterbacks. Backup quarterback. Go figure. Yeah, it's a lot of that had to do. A lot of Nick Foles' success I contribute to Frank Reich. If we don't have Frank Reich when Carson goes down, we don't go to the Super Bowl that year, in my opinion.
And plus, there's no pressure on Doug with the backup quarterback. There's no pressure. Who's going to blame him for losing games with a backup quarterback? Nobody. But when you have a talent as good as Wentz was, people is going to blame you. So it's just like, if a team is down by 20 or 30 points and the other team just kind of like, laid back a little bit, there's no pressure then. How could you perform under pressure is how you are judged, not when you're, when there's no pressure, especially as a Super Bowl winning coach. You won it with Nick Foles because nobody thought, besides me and a few Eagles fans, when Carson went down, I said, we got this because all year the defense was producing. The defense was getting turnover after turnovers, 17 receptions. Like we was 5 pick sixes. Yo, we was on fire. So I knew even if Carson Wentz went down, we were still good. But the media completely count us out. The worst, hey, this is the worst first seed ever in NFL history. There wasn't no pressure. So Doug plays better when there's no pressure. There's no expectations. But when there's pressure on him, we expect you to win. That's when he started playing. And you can see with the play calls, it's so tight. If we lose to a sorry team, he played tight. He don't play loose. You know what I mean? So yeah. It just, hey, whatever.
Can I add something in here? And I probably am going to get so much flack for this, but it's a question I've been rambling over in my head for the last 3 years, man. I'm glad we won that Super Bowl. Yeah, Carson Wentz was having an MVP season, but I started asking this question after that. How much was it the team we put around Wentz that made Carson Wentz? And how much was it truly Carson Wentz? You know what I'm saying? Because we won a Super Bowl without Carson Wentz. Nick Foles went in there with that team and won a Super Bowl. How much truly was it Carson Wentz? Let's be honest. Was it the team we put around Wentz, or was it truly Wentz? Because honestly, bro, you could throw damn near any quarterback in that scenario and that team would have lit it up. That's the question we need to start asking ourselves.
I think it was a lot of it was Carson Wentz. You've seen the escape artists, against the Washington football team at the time, the Redskins. And you've seen it against the Panthers. You've seen it time and time again where the offensive line let him down, and he really had to scramble and make those spectacular throws. So I think Carson Wentz is a top 10 talent. His ego is what getting in his way. If you just say, look, I came from a small school, I'm willing to listen and learn like Nick Foles. When you lack talent, you listen more. Nick Foles lacked talent. So he was able to be more coachable and approach the game as say, hey, you know what, coach? Whatever you tell me to do, I would do. But Carson Wentz was so skilled and so hey, I'm better than this play calling. Look, I'm going to do my own thing. But it's like 50-50 because him doing his own thing got him, rushing out the pocket, the escape artist, the wow plays, the wow factor. Nick Foles don't have no wow factor. He's just like,
I know, but you saw him crumble after Alshon Jeffrey's prime was over. You saw him crumble after Torrey Smith, and we got rid of Wallace.
Hell no, in 2019, he drugged freaking off the street players to the playoffs.
Yeah, but bro, he did it the last 5 games against an NFC East that was fucking just terrible, bro.
What does that matter?
I'm not going to give him that. I love Carson Wentz. I'm a huge supporter of him, but I'm not going to give him that. That was really bad defenses the last 4 games. Yeah, and he barely beat the Giants and shit on other teams who were blowing them away, who were worse than us.
Yeah, and remember though, he's the first quarterback in NFL history. The last time I checked, the NFL
500
is
yards for 4,000 passing for 500 receiving. So but that's because of injuries.
That's what I'm saying. So he did what he did with what we had, and he still drugged them. Would Nick Foles be able to drug that team we had at the end of 2019 to the playoffs? I don't think so.
Yeah. They were that bad on defense. New York was very bad. The Dallas Cowboys were very bad. Washington was very bad. Yeah, he could have.
Yeah, but Nick Foles is not mobile, and you've seen that. We was hurt on the
offensive line. He's already showed you he can win without being mobile.
No, because we were stable. Nick Foles had stability is Nick Foles' key to winning. If you just like the Bears, like you see him at the Bears when they was at their best. As soon as people start getting hurt, Nick Foles is not the type of quarterback that could drug a mediocre team to the playoffs. He's never proven it. Never, ever. But Carson
I'd
Wentz
say our second year, bro, we were not as good as our first Super Bowl. When we went back the second year and we were playing the Saints, we were not as impactful as what we were the year before, but he still made it work. Alshon was way on his decline by that time. You just can't sit there and say that that he wouldn't be able to do it. He probably could have been able to do it. We never will know, though. I'm just going off hypotheticals here.
And I understand what you're saying, AK, about Wentz facing, less competitive defenses towards the end of the end of the year, where we had practice squad guys, coming onto our team and things like that. But going back to the 17, the Super Bowl year run that we won the Super Bowl, I would say it was probably 60-40. 60% Wentz, 40% the team. And the reason I say that is because our running game was pretty dominant with LeGarrette Blount. Yeah. When we got Jay Ajayi, it even hit another gear. And then our defense, like you guys have been saying, was pretty damn dominant all damn year. So, the defense definitely led the way that year. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I give Carson 60% though is because a lot of those plays he definitely improvised. And
for sure.
Just looking back at that game against Washington, that pocket collapses completely on him, and even the announcer thought he was going to get sacked, and he comes out like Houdini out of the
the Panthers too. Hey, remember against the Panthers?
No, I do, bro. Listen, I go back and I rewatch 2017.
Yeah.
I go back and I rewatch 2017 damn near once a week, bro. And I seriously sit there and in my brain, I always ask, what the fuck happened to you? I'm not lying. I always do that because I truly thought we were set up for the next 15 years. I'm not going to lie to you. I truly did. And every time I watch 2017, I just ask, what happened?
I know what happened, but I know what
he had a major knee injury, and then a compound of that with the back injury, and then they had him gain all the weight going into last year. That was just the dumbest move ever. That totally took him out of his game.
But not only that, but we screwed Carson Wentz. Like, I'm sorry, but the Philadelphia Eagles front office screwed him. You drug practice squad team to the playoffs. All right, you're the first quarterback in NFL history to do that, to throw for 4,000 yards, and no receiver is over 500 yards. But still, you chose to pick a quarterback when you had a all-pro safety, which we saw that Carolina Panthers picked with Chan. That is he's an all-pro safety. You chose to get Jalen Reagor instead of Justin Jefferson. So
I agree.
But
look at us though, as a franchise, we've never built around our quarterbacks ever. We've never built around Cunningham. We've never built around McNabb. We've never built around Michael Vick. We didn't build around Carson Wentz. We've never done it.
Yeah, but we saw the recipe to winning. It's to put the right pieces around him, which we did in 2017. Yeah. Unfortunately, he just got hurt diving in end zone. Yeah. I've never seen that happen before.
That was weird.
That year,
that was weird.
When Jason Peters, when Jason Peters went out, Darren Sproles went out on an ugly hit. A fair catch with the Washington football team. A cheap shot.
Yep.
Maragos went out. Our special team captain Hicks went out. Torn ACL. That year was the flukiest year. It's just like this basketball season. Yep. All these stars are going out. So, but at the end of the day, I go back to 2019. We saw what he could do with practice squad guys. Imagine if you literally had Jefferson and a good linebacker or a safety, a chin, somebody to build around. I think he would have been so motivated. He was, oh my God, they believe in me. Confidence is everything. You have
I
to believe.
100% agree with you, and that's why I make the argument, why the fuck did you not give up Miles Sanders for D-Hop then? If you truly wanted to convince me that you were going to build around this guy, you should have gave up Miles Sanders for DeAndre Hopkins. Jeffrey Lurie should have looked at Howie and said, no matter what the fuck you do, D-Hop or DK better be on my team come the draft. And he should have also said the same thing about Justin Jefferson. If they were going to be on this team, Jeffrey Lurie would have made sure they were going to be on this team. And that's the thing. They're not on this team, so therefore they weren't that big of a concern to them. That's why I'm saying, all in all, dude, that's our franchise motto. We live on hopes, and I'm tired of hopes. I want definites. I want DK. DK was a definite. JJ was a hope. Same with Reagor. Reagor is a hope. A better hope than JJ, but he is a hope. But Jefferson was the answer. We're Eagle fans, man. We've lived our lives on fucking hope. I'm ready for answers. You know, you have Jalen Hurts right now. He has a lot of fucking talent and he's dedicated. Build around this kid. Do not fuck up your opportunity. You have a great opportunity right now, the next 3 years on his rookie deal. Do not fuck this up. Get him some weapons and let's go win a Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, because I agree with JC. Because how he really where how he really screwed up was, to me, after Carson got hurt. He turned around and he paid him, right? He gave him all that money without really making Carson Wentz prove that he wasn't, completely damaged goods out there on the field. And that was and then you combine that with like my man AK just said, not building around him. You pay a quarterback all that money, but then you turn around and you don't put weapons around him to succeed. It doesn't make any effing sense to me, and it just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But speaking of, it came up to my memory just now. Speaking of quarterbacks and torn ligaments in their knees, did you guys see that earlier? That Tom Brady played this last year with a fully torn MCL in his knee.
Wait.
I just caught that on Twitter. Yeah.
There was a report that came out today, JC, that Tom Brady played the whole season last year with a fully torn MCL.
I don't believe that. Yes. They're always trying to elevate Tom Brady to what? Look, this is the thing about Tom Brady to me. You won the Super Bowl this past year, but then you want more praise. Like, who cares? So what? I don't believe he played the whole season with the torn MCL because that's a painful thing. But if he did, okay, whatever. I can't stand Tom Brady, and I think that as he gets older, he gets more he wants more attention. Like this dude starts being on TikTok now.
Yeah,
TikTok been around for a couple years, and he never been on social media. He was always the Belichick way, you know what I mean? Just calm down. And then all of a sudden, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, he's doing memes. F Tom Brady. I don't care. I hope this upcoming year he break both ACL. He break both ACLs and go to hell. I don't care about Tom Brady.
Yo, did you see him bitching about the number changes? I was like, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. You're going to bitch about number changes? Are you serious? That's what you're going to bitch about? That's how you know he's old, when that's what he has to bitch about.
And also, a person that bitch about number changes, you think it's going to be tough enough to play on a torn MCL the whole year? I don't think he is. I think that Tom Brady has always been protected his whole career. He cheated along the way. He got away with it, and it is what it is.
And they did give him receivers in Tampa Bay, especially. He's got a very talented offense around him now. So
listen, I get it. Danny Amendola and them were 5th and 6th round picks, but Tom Brady is on a whole nother level, man. Tom Brady made those guys look so fucking good. You know, he elevated all people's play. That's what you get when you get Tom Brady. He elevates everyone. So he can make anyone look good. I mean, look what he did for Tampa. Godwin and Evans couldn't even make Winston look like a god. But Tom Brady goes there and they automatically win a Super Bowl. It's the Tom Brady effect. Go ahead, my guy.
Go ahead.
All right. So question. Okay. Peyton Manning played with 3-4 different coaches and was still consistent, was still making the playoffs. Tom Brady had the privilege of playing for the same head coach for 95% of his career besides last year. So is it really Tom Brady or was it the coach? He just happened to go to a team loaded on offense, loaded on defense. I mean, yes, Jameis Winston threw 33 and 30, but at the same time, they were still good. There was a good team. They were 1-2 plays away from making the playoffs that year. There wasn't no 1 in 15 or 2. No, there were 1 or 2 plays from making the playoffs then. Tom Brady is smart enough to manage the game. But every good team he played last year, he lost to. Every primetime game he played, he lost. He got beat up. The Rams, the Bears. Like, I mean, he was the Rams, the Bears. Man, I forgot. And when he did this, and when he did,
the fourth down. I didn't know it was fourth. But yeah.
Every primetime game, every team with a bull rush, he lost to last year.
Bro, in the end though, it doesn't matter. He won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. I mean,
with luck.
I won't lie. I'll give you that. That team was self-made before he got there. I will give you that. Absolutely. But that same team couldn't win with Jameis Winston either.
Because Jameis is 30. Who could win with somebody that's going 30?
We talked about this. That's called the Tom Brady effect. That's called the Tom Brady effect, though. All they needed was a QB that would come in there and not fuck up, and look what happened. That's all they needed.
Well, I believe that you could put any QB back there that don't throw 30 interception and still make it that far. 30 interception? I never heard that before. Carson Wentz threw 15, and we like, oh, hell no. Nah. Get him out of here. You know what I mean? Get him out of here. 30 interceptions. You can't win. It's impossible to win, no matter how great your defense is. If you had a quarterback that came in there and threw 10, 15 interception, you'll still make it to the playoff because that team was loaded. Howard, Bray, Evans, Goodwin. I mean, they were so loaded before he got there. He walked in, he tripped on some poop and slipped into, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's all it was. I don't give him credit for that. You go to the Jets and you take them to the playoffs. Let me see you do that.
Oh, no, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Like, there's no way in hell that's going to happen. If he would have went to the Jets, he wouldn't have. But see, Tom's not stupid. He's also 42 years old. He knew he had to go somewhere where he'd be safe. So I understand that. It was a smart decision on his part. Yeah. But you also see what happened to Bill Belichick last season as well without Tom Brady.
That's not true. Oops. Oh, teacher, my turn. Hey, that's not true.
Go ahead.
Because before the season even started, half the Patriot defense opt out of COVID. They say, you know what? I'm not going to take the chance. Half their defense opt out.
But he's supposed to be this great coach, is he not?
They weren't.
No way you could have
great coach.
Even with even if they had their pieces on defense, they weren't competing with Buffalo in that division last year.
What? They should have beat Buffalo. They should beat Seattle.
I'm sorry, bro. Cam Newton is not Cam Newton anymore.
Yeah, but okay, they were always in position to win the Buffalo game. Cam Newton, it was in fourth quarter, under 2 minutes left. He's running in for a touchdown. He fumbles against Seattle. Either second or third game of the season. 4th and goal on the 2-yard line, and Cam can't make it in the end zone. If those two things happen, they beat both of those teams. Like
I know, but I
literally,
don't understand what you mean though. They're competing because didn't Buffalo have like 13 wins?
no, but I'm saying that no. The time that they lost to Buffalo, they were
Yeah.
in contention for the division. Yeah, they were in contention for the division. Like they lost a lot of games because their defense opted out. Like 5 players from that defensive team, 2 of
Yeah.
them captains, 3 Pro
Yeah.
Bowls. They
You had the
opted out.
McCourtney brothers, they
What-
opted out. You had
Yeah,
Stephon
so they
Gilmore, I think
opted
he
out.
opted
So I
out.
can't
Yeah, I
even
get it.
judge
So
Belichick
hold on,
off of last
hold on.
year.
AC. So if New England fails to succeed this year, what's gonna be the excuse?
Oh, that's on Bill. I mean, he went out and spent $170 million on free agency. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
strictly on
Okay.
him because
Okay.
there's no excuse this year. But
Yeah.
last year, I give him a pass. I
All right.
hate Bill. I hate the Patriots, but it's unfair to judge a guy when half your team is out. That's why I couldn't even judge, our team this past year because our offense was in attack. Everybody was so hurt. And Jason Pierce was old. He gave up 2.5 sacks against the Washington football team the first game by himself. I mean, I need to see all the pieces together. If you're going to compare them to another team that's stacked and
That's fair
together,
enough. That's
I
fair
got
enough.
to see
Yeah.
teams.
Let's just put it
That's
this way,
fair.
though. I think that when Tom Brady was in New England, Bill Belichick relied a little bit more on Tom Brady's magic than the other way around.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
did you not even hear Bill or Bruce Arians during a thing after the Super Bowl? He's like, "Listen, I didn't even call an offensive play all year long." He's like, "I let Tom run it." Like, think about that. Bill probably let Tom do the same exact thing. So how much of it truly was Bill Belichick calling the plays in New England? Whenever Tom Brady in year 1 is already calling all the plays in Tampa.
Yeah, but Bill is a control freak, number one, and Josh McDaniels is a way better offensive play calling than Brian Leftwich. I think that's his offensive coordinator's name.
Byron
So I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's a whole different scenario. I mean, that's a system that Tom Brady grew in, like he grew up in. But this one was like, hey. Tom Brady has been winning 6 championships before me, so maybe I should let him take majority of the, of the coaching, and stuff like that because he might know what he's doing. But in New England, he won his first championship. Imagine he won 3. His first 3 championship was not a touchdown drive at all. It was, come on, Vinatieri. Kick a 50-yarder, kick a 40-yarder, like those things. Yo, this kickers can't even make an extra point now. Yo, Imagine 3 missed field goals is 3 less rings. Like seriously, because it came down to the last, even against the Eagles, the Panthers, and the Rams. All three field goals were made on the leg of Vinatieri. So, I mean, he drove them halfway or ran the ball in the snap, but he never scored a touchdown to take a lead in Super Bowl to win the game.
Do you have to score a touchdown though to be clutch? Isn't it all about just getting it to the point where they need to be so they can win?
Well, if you're going to call someone the greatest of all time, I need to put it on your shoulders to make it happen. Don't rely on the kicker to make.
Getting him down there to be able to kick a field goal with a couple seconds left on the clock is pretty clutch in my eyes.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're going 30 to 40 yards, but he never had to drive an 80-yard, down the field. He always needs to go 30, 45 yards. Hey, just get the kicker in position to kick the field goal. And just go back and watch these playoffs. So your Tom Brady had to just do enough. He was a game manager. Don't mess it up because hey, just get to that point and it will kick a winning field goal. So now, if he went down, they're down by 4, and just he went down, touchdown. Oh my God, he just did that really happen? I'm like, oh man. But all his 3 Super Bowls were, come on, 40 yards, 50 yards, 35 yards. Like, people are missing extra points now. So imagine he's 3 missed field goals away from only winning 4 Super Bowls, which is still a lot, but you know what I mean? And no, wait. The Falcons, a 28-3, like they blew that Super Bowl, and then the
That's
Seahawks.
on them, bro. That's on them.
And then
Yeah,
the
that's
Yeah,
That's
and
on the
then the
Atlanta
Seahawks, right?
yeah.
Like, and then the Seahawks. Remember, 1st and goal on the 2-yard line, and you.
That's on
So
Pete Carroll.
literally, that's 5 Super Bowls that he could have lost. So he would have been really a 2 Super Bowl win quarterback. But he had the luck of having great clutch players around him, the kickers.
You know, I won't lie to you, bro. I actually have an uncle who's a big conspiracy theorist on the NFL, to where he truly believes that Tom Brady's being handed these bitches. I'm not even playing. He's a strong believer that these things are actually paid off for him to fucking win. Like, there's too many coincidences in his eyes. And dude, he's a Dolphin fan. So, you know, he's struggled here lately, but he's like, dude, there's just way too many coincidences. He's like, are you serious? You give up 28 fucking points in a Super Bowl? You know, like it was kind of shady. I'll admit, you know, I can understand, like, you completely shut him out the first half. How can you not do all you had to do was score 1 touchdown and you win that game, and you couldn't score 1 touchdown that whole entire game in the second half.
Not only that,
first down though.
Look at last year. Look at how many calls they got. Look how many calls they got in the first half alone last year in the Super Bowl. I mean, it was disgusting. Everything was going Tampa Bay's way, and it was almost almost blatantly obvious to a point, you know, that it was being handed to them to a certain degree.
Yeah. But no, that's his theory, man. He believes that there's some sort of conspiracy theory about trying to make Tom Brady like the ultimate GOAT for some reason. I don't know.
So do you, I know I'm not going to be there, but do either of you have plans to go into the Thursday night game against Brady and company in Philly?
Yes, I have tickets. I am going. I'm going to leave work early. I'm going to drive from Virginia to Philly. I might leave work at 1:00 and try and get down there by 5:00. Record some drunk fans, tailgate, and then go into into the stadium. I'm be on live on StreamYard. These drunk fans, Tampa Bay. At Tom Brady, I'm gonna be there with them saying the exact same thing.
That's awesome. And I think that could be kind of a trap game for the Bucs. It's going to be a short week for Tom Brady and company. And
Thursday night, and then the week before, I think they played the Dolphins the week before.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Hey, I've already said it, man. I've already said it. That's our upset right there. We upset the Pats in that one, and that's also Jalen Hurts' coming out party. That's right. Where we're gonna know this kid's for real there.
For sure. Yeah. If he beats Tom Brady and the defending champions, that's it'll be his coming out party 100%. Random Anton said, well, we're talking a lot about the Pats now. So what does New England's organization do to be successful that the Eagles organization doesn't do besides cheat?
They don't keep their players.
They build around the quarterback.
Don't keep their players. They don't develop their players. It's so quick to give up on their players. If the Eagles kept that Super Bowl team, we could easily run it back. Just like the Bucs kept all their players. The Tom Brady effect. Okay, all right, I got that. Because he's a proven winner. But if the Eagles kept the 2017 Super Bowl champion, a winning team, we could repeat the following year, because we was in position to go to the playoff before Alshon Jeffries, missed the ball. So, and our team we lost our offensive coordinator, our quarterback coach, players, Robertson was gone. So if we kept everybody, I feel like that we could have went back to back Super Bowls.
Got you.
Hey, JC, can I ask you a question real quick, bud?
What's up,
And
bro?
I want to get your opinion on something real quick. And this is my honest, strong belief. The reason we didn't win 2018 and go back to back is because we got rid of LeGarrette Blunt. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I really agree because I feel like if we had a big back like that, a bruiser, and we've seen how he beat on teams in the fourth quarter, like against the Chargers, is my favorite run of all time with him with the
Right?
Eagles against the Chargers. Yo, he just
Yeah.
kept on pushing him away. Yo, running down 80 yards, just kept on pushing because he's a
Yeah.
big back, physical back. So I do agree, man. He's just like one or two players that we let go. I mean, and that made us not go back to back to a Super Bowl. And we still managed to get to like one game away from the NC Championship. So imagine
I
that.
just think with Blunt, man, that Saints game we could have won.
Oh yeah.
I really do. I think Blunt would have taken a lot off of our offense, and I don't. That's one that we let go. I never understood why we did. You know.
Yeah, I would have paid him whatever he wanted. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
he still had a lot left in the tank in my eyes too. So, yeah, he was definitely a missing piece to the puzzle that was our great Super Bowl run in 17. LeGarrette Blunt, he just has that championship pedigree in him. He won in New England, he won with us, so it's definitely it comes pretty easy to him, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also, hey, we jumped on the Saints so early and so fast that they didn't know what hit them. So imagine if we went up that, by 14 points, and now we got Blunt in the back, field running down the clock, just grinding and pounding. There's no way we lose that game, but we kept on throwing 3 and out. You know what I mean? The Saints defense settled down on the pass, but we couldn't run.
I forget who was our halfback that game.
I think a Clement and
was it?
Yeah.
Sanders.
So we didn't even have Sanders yet, right?
We didn't.
We did.
I think that might have been Miles's rookie year.
Maybe because this is his third year. That was 2018. So yeah, I think that was Miles' probably rookie year because I mean we won the Super Bowl in 2017, February 2017. So now we went into the season.
February of 18.
Yeah.
That couldn't
18. be. No, we it was 18.
18 season. The 17, 18 season. I have the flag right outside. I'm looking right at it. It's
17, 18. Yes.
Yeah. We won it. It was actually in 18 that we won it.
Yeah.
So we drafted Sanders that April, right? In 18.
I guess. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
So having Blunt behind Miles, man, would have been awesome.
Just having Blunt on the team, period, would have been awesome.
Heck with Jay Ajayi, man. You can let Jay Ajayi walk, that's fine. But having Blunt, that was the key. I truly think that was the missing piece for 18. Blunt was truly like that guy.
Yeah, because we weren't balanced enough. We weren't as balanced on offense. No. Our running game wasn't nearly as strong that next year. So I agree, definitely. Yes. So I was gonna tell you guys something and I forgot. Slipped my mind here. Let's see here some of these comments. Further AM said Blunt, Selleck, Bo Allen, Kenyon Barner, Jordan Hicks, Michael Kendrick, all lost mainly from Wentz. Huge contract. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I think how I said it from when he did it. I thought how he paid him way too early in his rookie deal. I think he should have waited. And if they had any worries about him, about his health and that going forward, then they There's no way that they should have gave him all that money. There's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree, man. Hey, whoever that is, further AM, hey, look, you are so knowledgeable, man. Hey, you putting all these players that I forgot about on there. Hey, big shout out to you, man.
Right? Definitely. Yeah, thank you for chiming in on the comments. We really, really appreciate it. Definitely. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Corey Graham was such a big loss because that was our slot corner, right? Or was it? Yeah, that was our slot corner. Corey Graham.
Corey Graham was our safety.
He was like he was like
he's the one that did the
safety.
first interception in the NFC Championship game and ran for a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, see, and how can you not see the similarities right now? Like, we went out and we got, who was he saying there? Hold on. I got to go back here. We got Chris Long. We got Corey Graham. We got Torrey Smith, Chris Maragos. Well, you kind of see a similarity here. We went out and got Harris. We went out and got Wilson. Devontae Smith is now Torrey Smith in a way, speed. You can kind of see how he, and Kerrigan is your new Chris Long. You can kind of see him redoing what he tried to do in 17, but I don't want him to get too out of control with it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we just look, I agree. We just need, or we hope that the CB2 could develop. That's the only worry on Eagles fans. Like, man, you could poll 100 people, and probably 85 of them would say CB2. You know what I mean? So that's the only issue. Yes, I agree with you. Kerrigan, it seems like the long signing. Harris, it seemed like the, I would say, man, Harris
would be your Corey Graham.
Yeah, I mean, your Corey Graham.
And then also, I forgot one. Johnson would be your kind of LeGarrette Blount, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean,
so you can see the similarities. Like, you know what I mean?
On steroids, time 10. So I mean, look, I love our defense and I love our offense. The only issue is CB2, and I'm hoping I'm banking all my money. I'm all in. I got $100. I'm all in. I'm going on JG, developing these defensive backs. That's why Harris and Wilson signed with the Eagles solely because of JG. There's no way that these guys would sign a $5 million contract or $4 million contract when they could have got a lot more on the market. They did not believe in Jonathan Gannon. So he's that good. Let's see how good he really is and develop McPherson, Jaquette, Maddox, but Slade is okay. You know what I mean? He's a vet. But those guys right here, like, I'm still disappointed in Maddox. Like, he haven't shown me anything. Like, really. Like, he haven't shown me anything. But it is what it is.
Now, I do have to ask you, bro, because if you want to do the developmental aspect of this, I'm completely fine, because I actually like Jaquette and I like McPherson. And if we can develop them, let's see what we can do. I'm down to develop our own players, not get players from somebody else who's already developed and, go. Let's do our own thing here. 100% agree. But do we keep Ertz then? Because, I mean, if you're going to do that, Ertz stays, but you do need Ertz's money to sign Dickerson, do you not? So, I mean, what position are we in at this point? Because if you don't go for a CB2, which that would be, you would trade Ertz to free up to 8.5 to be able to get like Stevens and, sign Dickerson. But say you don't want to go that route and you just need to sign Dickerson, but yet you keep Ertz. How are we going to sign Dickerson?
Well, the thing is this. I don't know what Dickerson is asking for, because I know that after the last signing, we still had about either $2.8 million left or, just slightly under 2. I don't know what type of money he's asking for, but if we can't trade Hurts, and he's all in this year, and he's okay to be a tight end too, we could be dangerous on offense with Hurts and Goddard on the same field at the same time, with Smith, with Rager, with Fulgham, with Sanders, with Gainwell, with Hurts. I mean, with the offensive line, we probably could be the number one offense in the NFL. But he has to buy in. So even
As number 2, correct?
Yeah. Is that number two? Yeah, but do I want to take the chance of losing a Dickerson and making him go back into the draft, or with the 3 first-round pick next year, because we did so good this year, we might just have to let him go and just say, you know what, F it. And then next year, we could draft a middle linebacker, safety, and a center, all in the first round, which would take care of all our problems.
Well, since we're talking about CB2 and our money situation and things like that, and with the recent reports, so yeah, thank you, that came out about Richard Sherman, with these other guys that are on the market, like a Steven Nelson, does this, with Richard Sherman potentially coming off the market now, does their price go up a little bit? What do you guys think?
Well, I got a question. What the hell really happened? Because I heard it was a domestic thing. Then I heard he was drunk in his car trying to shoot himself. Yeah. Like, what the fuck did actually happen to that?
Yeah, his wife, he said like something about his wife attacking him, and then she was scared about him killing himself. It got out of. They said that he was out of character. It's not like Richard Sherman to do that, because he's very mature and he's smart enough to not do that.
So it wasn't a robbery thing?
I have no idea. I think it was.
No, it wasn't a robbery thing. The problem was that he was drunk.
Yeah, go ahead.
That he was, under the influence. All right, and he was driving to his wife family's house, and he kind of got into an accident in the construction area. And then they called the cops first because his car was like totally disabled. So they called the cops.
Yeah, I saw the tire. I saw the tire. It was like snapped and bent in.
Yeah. So totally disabled. So he got out, and I guess he wasn't too far away. So he went to his wife's family's home, and he was banging on the door so hard that in some states, they said that he was trying to force himself in, but he never got into the house. He never put his hands on anybody. And then the cops came, and then they started just talking to him normal. But then when they say that, hey, we got to book you and take you in, just based on the phone call and everything like that. So they was worried, and he started walking away, and the cops let the K9 go after him and bit his leg a little bit. Yeah, and the K9, kind of like made him stop. He bit his leg, and they took him to the hospital just to get checked out. Wow. And it didn't beat the chest up instead of putting their hands on him. You know how all this Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that is going on. And he was like, nah, I'm not going with you, and stuff like that. He started being all rowdy and belligerent. Yes, he has some alcohol in his system and stuff like that. He started just walking away instead of just going through the whole hands-on stuff. Just let the K9 go after him. And that's when, they, put him in the back of the seat. They took him to the hospital, got his leg checked out, and then took him to booking. He couldn't bail out yesterday because his test results didn't come back yet. So today, was his court date just based on his blood alcohol content and stuff like that. But he didn't put his hands on nobody. Yes, his wife says that, she did not recognize who he was because he was talking, crazy. But I talk crazy when I drunk some alcohol. Yo,
Yeah.
I butt down some chick. I butt down a lot of people, and they say, "Hey." And the next day, I check my phone. I'm like, "Holy shit, yo, did I text that person?" Yo, I mean, and we all been there, done that. You know what I mean?
No,
So
I
because
feel you.
alcohol, it just make you a little bit depressed, and like it's a depressant. You know what I mean? Alcohol is a depressant. So however you feeling, if you feeling you got screwed by somebody or down, alcohol just make that all come out. But yeah, but he ain't put his hands on nobody or nothing like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
it,
just didn't know
yeah.
the whole story, man. I was trying to figure it out because I heard both stories, and then I was like, well, which one is it?
So it wasn't Sherman then, I guess. It wasn't him. It's just him being out of character because he was drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in Washington, they do have stricter laws up there too. So, I had somebody who got in some trouble up there, and it wouldn't have been as bad as if he was like here in California or somewhere else. But yeah,
Yeah.
so he definitely has that working against him too. But it sounds like it was definitely blown out of proportion a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was.
They took it out of context a little.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, because like JC said, he didn't really break any law. I mean, yeah, he did within that state. He did, try to, force his way into the house or whatever. But other than
I
that,
guess he would have been drinking and driving as well, right? I mean,
right? Yeah, he's probably gonna face a felony DUI more than likely.
He
Yeah.
did a
Yeah.
hit and run. Yeah, he did a hit and run. You said
yeah,
Jason?
the hit and run.
Yeah, because
That's
he
a
got into
felony.
the accident, and then he left his car. You know what I mean? So he didn't. So that's considered a hit and run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you get in an accident and you leave your car and you just go.
Which you can knock that down if it's his first offense, You could probably plead that down. Like, everything's probably plead downable easily.
Yeah, they took it out of context by saying he touched someone when he really didn't. It's probably because he was drunk.
It'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how the NFL handles that with with their discipline and things like that. We'll see if he faces maybe a game or two suspension or a fine, or I don't know.
It's definitely going to happen. Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. A game or two going to happen. But I mean,
as long as no one got hurt, man, I'd just stay fine him. No one got hurt. Like, it wasn't that big of a thing. If it was just him being drunken and disorderly and just being out of character, just fine him. You don't have to do nothing major. It's not like he hurt anyone. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have been drinking and driving, but he can learn that lesson on his own time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's the vice president in the player association. So, you know what I mean? So he's probably going to lose that job, but it is what it is.
He's a smart man. He's an educated guy. He went to Stanford. He's his own agent. Not a lot of guys can say that they can do that. He's not stupid at all. He just we all make bad decisions sometimes, and and he's just happens to be at the in the spotlight. So it's getting brought to everybody's attention, but I think he's still gonna have a couple years left in this career, but it's gonna be interesting with him dealing with the legal issues and things like that. Now are some of these other guys who are looking for homes, are they gonna start asking for a little bit more money? It's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna have to watch for that.
It's a possibility. I mean, with him off the market now for a while, you could probably see Steven asking for a bit more money because Sherman's not a competitor anymore. I mean, you could possibly see that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask you guys. And AK kind of answered that. He basically answered that question. You guys think now that Sherman's off the market, because Nelson already wanted more. Now he's gonna want more because Sherman's gonna be off the market. So now he's gonna attract more attention on other teams. So he's gonna ask
if he
more.
wanted five,
Sherman still. I go after Sherman still because now he's going to be cheaper. And plus, even if he get a game or two, I mean, what's that going to hurt us? Shit. I mean, he'll be back. Hey, the 17-game season's down, so a game or two is nothing, to be suspended for. So I still go after Sherman if he's willing to go down, and his price and stuff like that, because he's long enough, he's physical enough, he's smart enough, with him and Slay we have a great chance. So I would still go after Sherman.
But don't you think he would? Don't you think he would be a little bit of a liability on the outside with the reduction of speed that he's had?
Yeah,
He's getting
I
older.
don't think he will. It kind of will in some aspects, but I feel like Slay can cover some of that away from him. He can take some of that off of him. And then you
Well,
got
not just that, but you have your safety help as well.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say
Your
too.
safety should be able to help over the top.
Good point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Harris, and then you got McLeod. We still don't know with him. So that could be something.
Yeah. And Random Anton said the DUI was the worst part. Thank God no one was injured.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I
Yeah.
agree. I think we all do. Richie MC, what's going on? He says, as a cornerback, what was or is Sherman's strengths? Does he play zone, off coverage, or zone?
He plays more zone because he's not really a man guy. He usually gets beat when it comes to man. But I feel like zone works for him more because he's one of those guys that likes to stay back and take picks and wait for the ball to come to him, have patience. That's where he thrives in the most.
Yeah, which is going to be the Eagles' strength this year. I mean, I don't think JG is going to put any cornerback on an island on man and just say, hey, this is your guy. I think that we're going to play a lot of zone, and I know stick defense and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it will be fun. And that's why I'm okay, even if you don't sign a CB2, because of the zone play. You know what I mean? You have two safeties, like two high safeties, and you got your linebackers underneath. So, I mean, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You have to get through that zone. So you have to be accurate, like to get through that zone. So,
well, and it's like I told you earlier, JC, you can make this work with Jaquette or McPherson. When we were talking to the Giant guy earlier, because all that JG needs to do is just sit here and teach these guys how to nudge right off the line when you're playing press zone coverage. If they stay in their one little area, that one little nudge they get off the line to set that wide receiver off just 1 second, that 1 second matters. For our defensive line, that's all that 1 second will change that whole entire play. So you can make it work.
That's true. You can, and I think that's part of that's some of what definitely he's going to be coaching these guys up on, definitely. But yeah, we're coming on. Let's see, we're a little over an hour and a half now, so we're going to go for a few more minutes. But we're going to start wrapping it up here in a little bit. I got a couple things to do tonight before I get to bed. But I really appreciate you guys coming in tonight with me and hanging out and talking some Eagles, just talking some football in general, things like that. And it's always fun to talk to my boys on here. So I mean, do you guys have any closing thoughts or anything like that? You guys want to? I think we'll just go around and kind of give some closing thoughts and let everybody know about your channel and all that stuff and upcoming things on your channel and anything like that, where they could find you at and all that good stuff.
Yeah, all right. I'll start first. Hey, Foothills. Hey, I appreciate you, man, because you were my very first, live stream. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, you never forget your first, man. So you will always have a special place in my heart, Foothills out west. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you. I appreciate your grind and stuff like that. And if anybody out there wants to collab with me, hey, you can find me on Twitter at JC Eagles Talk, IG JC Eagles Talk, on YouTube JC Eagles Talk. Hey, just Google JC Eagles Talk. A lot of things will pop up. Set me up. Hey, look, I don't mind. Hey, whenever, wherever, I'm available. I'll make it happen because I'm on a mission, to try to become, the, like a Stephen A. Smith on the YouTube stage and stuff like that. Keep it real. Keep it 100. You know what I mean? Fight for what we believe in, which is the Philadelphia damn Eagles and the YouTube content creators. Not only the Eagles, not only Cowboys, but every YouTube content creator, because I believe in the near future that we will become the sports talk show that people will be say, hey, I want to go, hey, JC Eagle or Eagle Uncensored, Philly Foothill, Big Play Slay, interviewing top dogs. It's not going to be ESPN or ABC, NBC. It's going to be us. In order for us to do that, we have to grow as a community together. All right. So without that, I'm JC Eagles, and that's it.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go next then.
Okay, go ahead, Big Play.
Yeah.
Top that one, Slay.
But you can just go find me at Big Play Slay on YouTube, Big Play Slay on Twitter and IG. I hit 200 today, finally.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Yeah, it's a big feat for a guy that started with like 10 subs. And then now I'm already this far in my journey to be one of the best content creators on the planet. But it's I get the inspiration from guys like you guys, even the younger guys. I like them. That's basically where you can find me. And also go check all of these 3 guys up here. Let's get Foothills to 1K. Let's get JC to 200. Let's get Eagles Uncensored to 200 too.
Appreciate you, man.
Very well said, Big Play.
Yep. So, hey, I'm Eagles Uncensored. That's pretty much all you guys need to know. It pretty much says what it says, But you can find me on Twitter at AKEagles88. I even started an Instagram, Eagles Uncensored, so you can go there, see pictures of my daily life, family, friends, all that stuff I do off screen, But yeah, I put my podcast together because I wanted to get my views and opinions out there. I believe I have a lot I can bring to the table. I love doing collabs. I love doing streams with my friends here because, I'm not someone who likes to be by themselves. I love seeing other people's opinions and views of this team because that's how I learn, and I've just been blessed to have the backing that I've had. With everyone that's supported me this whole month, I've hit 100 subs in 1 month. And to me, that's just mind blowing because, it's because of all of you that made it possible. And, so to hand back to everybody, I started doing Sub Mondays. And that's where, if you need 20 subs to get to 100 or 5 to get to 200, whatever, I'll have a group of my guys in there and we'll try and tweet out everything we can and get your podcast out there to help you guys achieve your goals, and that's just me handing back to the community that gave me so much, so I appreciate everyone and definitely tune in to me and Foothills podcast, at 4 p.m. on Saturdays. That's where the East meets West and we bring everyone in between together. That's where we'll talk about football traditions, from East Coast to West Coast, how they vary, what people do. We'll talk Eagles football. We'll talk training camp, everything. So, yeah, I'm done rambling on, man, because I've just taken up 3 minutes. So I'll let you end it off here, Foothills. But I appreciate you having me on, man.
Not a problem, man. And we'll definitely we'll get into some of your roughneck stories of the oil fields in Alaska another day.
I will do a podcast just for you, Richie, where I will actually tell some personal things for you, man. I will.
Awesome. And what's going on, Bird Gang 31? We appreciate you chiming in. We're wrapping it up, but better late than never, my friend. Thank you for coming into the live stream and commenting. We appreciate you and keep doing a lot of the good work that you're doing, man. He's pulling out some big teams. He got Philly 500 coming on his channel. He's got Lord Brunson. Dude's doing big things. He's doing lots of good work. So just keep doing your thing. All of you guys, each and every one of you in here in the live stream tonight, you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing content creators. You all bring your own flavor and style, and keep doing your own thing. Keep grinding. Just keep working. Keep putting that content out there, and it's all gonna get easier. It's all gonna get more fun as training camp comes along and things like that. So yeah, it's going to get more and more exciting as it goes along. But yeah, I'm going to just read a couple more, last couple comments here. Further AM said, thanks guys. Great show. Hope you guys get back on soon. Maybe Hall of Fame For Carmichael, yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, congratulations to Harold Carmichael. And like he's finally making the Hall of Fame, so that's awesome. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here, guys. We've been on here for about an hour and 45 minutes. As always, we fly until we die. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing us on your screen. And until next time, as always, most importantly, keep
Sir.
it Fuego.